having drinks with her last night. Kim Scharf, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How have you been finding Realcomm so far this year?
Very informative. And,
Really?
Yeah, the cybersecurity pieces and the initial pre-con were outstanding.
What are some of the things that, for you, have stood out as valuable little knowledge pieces that you've picked up here at the show?
I think more than anything, understanding that we are all in the same boat and we are all basically the same place in various things like automating the leasing cycle, cybersecurity, all the things that are important in our industry from a leasing perspective.
Sure. Now, today we're going to talk a little bit about DDR, and we're going to talk about your partnership with Google Indoor. Can we speak about that? Is there any kind of interesting stuff we're going to airplay?
We are. Actually, we're not going to airplay.
Okay.
What I really would like to do is bring up one of our centers on Google Maps.
Okay.
In support of our partnership with the Google Indoors team.
Okay, here, we've got a monitor over here, so, okay, got it.
Yeah, there we go. One of our prototype properties is in Chicago, and we've decided that we would partner with Google to utilize Google Maps as our primary map engine, hoping to take advantage of some free technology and APIs to improve our internal mapping solutions as well as on our website. So the partnership allowed us to work with the team to take our site plans and overlay them on Google Maps. So we had a team that worked with us. We submitted all of our site plans. They laid them down on our on their Google Maps application, and then if you see, there's a lot of definition on those maps. You can see the escalators up and down, elevators. We then went with the Google Indoors team and we walked the site. So they geotag every location, which is interesting. They walked the site 4 times.
Wow.
Around each building 4 times on every site. We have some very large sites, so it's pretty much of an effort there.
Are they walking this with cameras?
No, that's a separate team.
Okay.
So we are working to do the 360 virtual tours as well, and the Maxwell has one of those available for view. But the initial effort was to make sure that we had things correctly geotagged and spatially correct on the map, so that when we would make any changes to our site plans, for instance, a combo split, we would submit our new site plan to the Google team, and they would update that for us. So that's happening. When we have any changes, that happens. We also have worked with them to submit all of our tenant information. So when a tenant leaves and a new one moves in, we update that information. And that's updated on our website nightly. So we submit that to Google, and within a number of days, it's updated on Google. So it's pretty exciting for DDR, having that information out there.
Talk to us about DDR, for those of people who are watching home who aren't completely familiar with the company.
DDR is a retail real estate investment trust. I practiced that.
You did it very well.
We have power centers, primarily strip centers, across the United States and in Puerto Rico. We have 300 plus properties, give or take a few any given day. We have 100 million square feet, and our largest property and our what we call one of our prime plus assets is Shoppers World in Boston, which is significantly large, as well as the Maxwell, and they feature those on our website. So DDR owns, operates, manages joint venture partnerships, wholly owned properties, and property management, leasing, legal, the entire life cycle.
Very cool. So what kind of technologies are you seeing this year? What kind of themes beyond security, which we talked about, that really apply to what you're trying to do at DDR?
Well, in addition to the Google information, the other information that applies is we're using Motion Loft, which is here, to do some tracking of vehicle and foot traffic at our malls. We've selected 14 properties that we're going to be utilizing to do that. We did a proof of concept in Puerto Rico in one of our prime properties, and we have their dashboard up and running, and it's very impressive, and I think our senior executives are very happy with it. There's another initiative for us to put some fiber optics down in the island on our malls, and so we're exploring a partnership potentially with the Granite team that's here as well. So a lot of different technologies here.
As someone involved in the IT enterprise as part of your business, what is the most rewarding part of what you do?
The most rewarding part of what we do. I think from my perspective, my team, I think it's the legacy that we leave, the technology that we implement, and getting the technology dividend out of that, and seeing the business actually appreciate it and utilize it and come to us for additional solutions when we have proven that we can do it. So I guess it's the trust that we build with the industry, with the organization, as a result of our solutions, and being able to innovate on a regular basis.
When you look out 5 years into the future, what kind of technologies do you hope to be using with DDR?
Oh, 5 years in the future. We've gone completely mobile. I would really like to have a bit more of a presence within the digital signage arena. We're looking actually at Four Winds Interactive for that too. We need to have cloud solutions for things, set it and forget it solutions that are low administrative costs and high value to the company. So
Right.
I hope digital signage. I hope we're able to present some compelling data to our investors and to Wall Street to get them to understand what a wonderful company DDR is and what a great investment we are. So as I look to the future, we've innovated most of our internal infrastructure systems, and now I think it's extending our infrastructure to the outside, to our tenants and to our brokers.
We had Corning here yesterday showing us some of their innovation in signage and the interactivity with the glass, photovoltaic, another kind of display glass. What are the technologies that you've seen here this year that really get your...
I have to say, there's something going on over there with a Microsoft set of goggles or whatever they are. I was watching it as I was eating lunch, and I'm watching them point and walk through buildings and tap on things, and I'm thinking, well, that's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a look at that. So.
I think I know the one. It's sort of a see-through,
3D, yeah.
But you can see through it, and you're doing something.
And you're
with
doing things, and
I haven't used it yet, but have you seen the VR where you're walking through buildings?
Yeah.
That's kind of amazing too. It seems like this year is the year where the technology isn't just available. It's here. And we're using it. Any further thoughts for people who either want to work with a company like DDR? What are the things that you need from them to make sure that they can be a sufficient partner for you?
Our relationships primarily are built on trust. What you say you're going to deliver, and listen to our needs. That's primarily the most important thing. And in any partnership, it's give and take. So in the spirit of partnership, it's always important for both parties to feel like we're getting something out of the deal.
Terrific. Kim, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Mine too. Kim Scharf from DDR, talking about pretty much the backbone of everything you've seen in this show today. Ultimately, it's trust. It's trust between we here at Realcomm and those of you watching. It's the trust between the vendors, the C-level. All of us here sharing in a spirit of openness. That's what this year's been about.